Hey there everybody. Welcome to our fun English class. Learning American English is like opening a door to a whole new world. You can talk to new friends, understand cool movies and songs. Let's start this adventure together. Learning a new language can be a little scary, but don't worry, we're going to have so much fun. We'll play games, sing songs, and learn about all the amazing things about America. Are you ready to have a good time? Let's go! Have you ever wondered how to tell time like a real American? It's easier than you think. In America, we use AM for times before noon and PM for times after noon. So when you wake up in the morning, it's AM. And when you eat dinner, it's PM. Easy peasy. Can you believe how many animals have special names for their babies? It's like a secret code. A baby horse is called a foal and a baby pig is called a piglet. Can you imagine a whole bunch of piglets running around? So adorable. Now let's talk about money. In America, we use dollars and cents. There are different coins like pennies, nickels, dimes, and quarters. We also have dollar bills. It's important to know how to count money so you can buy all the yummy snacks you want. Look at you, learning so much. You're already on your way to becoming an English superstar. Remember, practice makes perfect, so keep talking, keep listening, and keep having fun with English. You got this. I'm so proud of all of you for joining me on this exciting adventure. Remember, learning a new language opens up a whole world of possibilities. Keep up the fantastic work, and I'll see you next time. Today, we're diving into a special lesson tip of the day, brought to you by our friend, the Ibex. Let's talk about telling time. Knowing how to tell the time is an essential skill that you'll use every day. Whether you're scheduling your day, catching a bus, or planning a meeting with friends, being able to read the clock is super important. First, let's start with the basics. There are two main types of clocks, analog and digital. An analog clock has hands that move around a dial, while a digital clock shows the time with numbers. For example, on an analog clock, the short hand points to the hour, and the long hand points to the minutes. If the short hand is on 3, and the long hand is on 12, it's 3 o'clock. On a digital clock, the time is displayed as numbers. If you see 0300, it means it's 3 o'clock. So, how do you ask for the time in English? It's simple. You can say, "What time is it?" Or, "Do you have the time?" When you respond, you can say, "It's 3 o'clock," or "It's 3 p.m." And there you have it. A quick tip of the day to help you master telling time. Keep practicing, and soon you'll be a pro at reading both analog and digital clocks. Thanks for joining me in the Ibex for this special tip. Keep learning, keep growing, and remember, practice makes perfect. See you next time. Welcome back, learners. Today, our friend the Ibex is here to bring you another valuable lesson tip of the day. This time, we're diving into the world of capitalization. Capitalization is an important rule in writing that helps us understand the beginning of sentences and the importance of specific words. Let's break it down. First off, always capitalize the first letter of the first word in a sentence. For example, the Ibex is a great teacher. Notice how the T in "the" is capitalized because it's the beginning of the sentence. Next, capitalize proper nouns. Proper nouns are specific names of people, places, or things. For instance, Ibex is capitalized because it's the name of our friend. Other examples include New York, Monday, and Mount Everest. Also, don't forget to capitalize the pronoun I, no matter where it appears in a sentence. For example, I love learning with the Ibex. Remember, capitalization helps make your writing clear and easy to read. So, practice writing sentences, and pay attention to where you need to use capital letters. Thanks for joining us for today's tip on capitalization. Keep practicing, keep learning, and soon you'll be a pro at writing correctly. See you next time with more tips from the Ibex. Welcome back, learners. It's time for another fun lesson tip of the day with our friend the Ibex. Today we're exploring the fascinating world of animals and their young. Did you know that different animals have unique names for their babies? Let's dive into some examples. A baby cat is called a kitten, while a baby dog is known as a puppy. Isn't that adorable? But that's not all. Baby horses are called foals, and baby cows are known as calves. Each animal has its own special name for its young, and learning these names can be both fun and educational. Let's take a look at some more examples. A baby lion is called a cub, and a baby chicken is known as a chick. These names not only help us identify the young animals, but also add a touch of charm to our understanding of the animal kingdom. Remember, Knowing the names of animals and their young can enhance your vocabulary and make your conversations more interesting. So keep exploring and discovering new names for animal babies. Thanks for joining us for today's lesson tip on animals and their young. Keep practicing, keep learning, and soon you'll be an expert on the animal kingdom. See you next time with more tips from the Ibex. Welcome back, learners. It's time for another fun lesson tip of the day with our friend the Ibex. Today we're diving into the world of money. Did you know that there are different types of money used around the world? Let's explore some examples. First, we have coins and banknotes, which are the physical forms of money that you can hold in your hand. Coins are usually made of metal, while banknotes are made of paper or a special kind of plastic. These are the most common types of money that people use for everyday transactions. Next, we have digital money, which includes things like credit cards, debit cards, and online banking. This type of money isn't something you can touch, but it's stored in your bank account and can be used to make purchases electronically. Digital money is becoming more popular as technology advances. Another interesting type of money is cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrencies, like Bitcoin, are digital or virtual currencies that use cryptography for security. They aren't controlled by any central authority, making them unique and different from traditional money. Lastly, we have barter, which isn't exactly money but is an important concept to understand. Barter is the exchange of goods and services without using money. For example, if you trade a book for a toy with a friend, you're bartering. Understanding the different types of money can help you make smart financial decisions and be more informed about the world around you. So keep exploring and learning about the fascinating world of money. Thanks for joining us for today's lesson tip on types of money. Keep practicing, keep learning, and soon you'll be an expert on financial literacy. See you next time with more tips from the Ibex. Hello again, learners. It's time for another exciting lesson tip of the day with our friend the Ibex. Today, we're going to dive into the world of animal sounds. Have you ever wondered why animals make the sounds they do? Let's find out together. First up, we have the lion. Did you know that a lion's roar can be heard from up to 5 miles away? Lions use their powerful roars to communicate with other lions and to establish their territory. It's their way of saying, "This is my home." Next, let's talk about birds. Birds chirp and sing for many reasons, including attracting mates, marking their territory, and communicating with their flock. Each bird species has its own unique song, making the world a symphony of avian melodies. Now let's visit the ocean and listen to the sounds of dolphins. Dolphins are known for their clicks and whistles. They use these sounds for echolocation, which helps them find food and navigate through the water. It's like having their own built-in sonar system. Moving on to the forest, we encounter the howler monkey. These monkeys are named for their loud howls, which can be heard up to 3 miles away. They use their howls to communicate with other members of their troop and to warn intruders to stay away. Lastly, let's talk about dogs. Our furry friends bark for various reasons, such as alerting us to danger, expressing excitement, or simply trying to get our attention. Each bark can convey a different message, making dogs great communicators. Understanding animal sounds helps us appreciate the incredible ways animals interact with each other and their environment. So, next time you hear an animal making a noise, try to think about what they're trying to say. Thanks for joining us for today's lesson tip on the sounds of animals. Keep listening, keep exploring, and you'll discover a whole new world of animal communication. See you next time with more tips from the Ibex. Welcome back, learners. It's time for another Ibex lesson tip of the day. Today we're going to test your spelling skills with a fun topic, the seasons of the year. Are you ready? Let's begin. First up, we have spring. That's S-P-R-I-N-G. Spring is the season when flowers bloom and the weather starts to warm up. Can you spell it with me? S-P-R-I-N-G. Great job. Next we move on to summer. That's S-U-M-M-E-R. Summer is known for its hot weather and long sunny days. Let's spell it together, S-U-M-M-E-R. Well done. Now, let's talk about autumn. That's A-U-T-U-M-N. Autumn, also known as fall, is when the leaves change color and the weather gets cooler. Can you spell it with me? A-U-T-U-M-N. Excellent. Lastly, we have winter. That's W-I-N-T-E-R. Winter is the season of snow, cold weather, and cozy fires. Let's spell it together. W-I-N-T-E-R. Fantastic. You've done an amazing job spelling the seasons of the year. Remember, practice makes perfect, so keep practicing your spelling every day. Thanks for joining us for today's Ibex lesson tip. Keep learning, keep growing, and we'll see you next time for more exciting lessons. Welcome back to another Ibex lesson tip of the day. Today, we're diving into the world of reading with a short story. Reading is a fantastic way to improve your vocabulary and comprehension skills. Are you ready to get started? Let's begin. Once upon a time, in a little village nestled between mountains, lived a young girl named Lily. Every morning Lily would wake up early and help her mother bake delicious bread for the village. The aroma of freshly baked bread would fill their cozy home, making everyone's mouth water. One sunny day, as Lily was delivering bread to her neighbors, she noticed a tiny, injured bird on the ground. Feeling compassionate, Lily gently scooped up the bird and took it home. She cared for it, feeding it crumbs and giving it water. Day by day the bird grew stronger and soon began to sing beautiful melodies. One day the bird was well enough to fly again. Lily took it outside and watched as it soared into the sky, feeling a sense of joy and accomplishment. The bird sang a final sweet song of gratitude before disappearing into the horizon, and from that day on, every morning Lily would hear the bird's song, reminding her of the kindness and care she had given. The end. What a heartwarming story. Now let's test your comprehension skills with a few questions. 1. What did Lily do every morning to help her mother? 1. What did Lily find while delivering bread? 1. How did Lily care for the injured bird? 1. What happened to the bird at the end of the story? Great job, everyone! Remember, reading is a wonderful way to learn and grow. Keep practicing, and we'll see you next time for more exciting lessons. Keep learning, keep growing. Welcome back to another Ibex lesson tip of the day. Today we're exploring the fascinating world of silent letters. Silent letters are letters that appear in words but are not pronounced. They can make spelling and pronunciation a bit tricky, but once you know the rules it becomes much easier. Let's dive in and take a look at some common examples. First up, we have the silent K. You'll find this in words like night, knee, and no. Even though the K is there, we don't pronounce it. Instead, we start with the N sound. For example, knife is pronounced knife. Next, let's explore the silent B. This often appears at the end of words like climb, lamb, and thumb. The B is there, but it's silent, so climb is pronounced climb. Another common silent letter is W. You'll see this in words such as right, wrist, and wrong. The W is not pronounced, so right sounds like right. Now let's look at the silent H. This can be found in words like honest, hour, and honor. The H is silent, making honest sound like honest. Finally, we have the silent G. You'll encounter this in words like gnome, gnat, and sign. The G is not pronounced, so gnome is pronounced gnome. Let's review what we've learned with a quick quiz to test your understanding of silent letters. 1. What is the silent letter in the word night? 1. How do you pronounce the word lamb? 1. What is the silent letter in the word right? 1. How do you pronounce the word honest? 1. What is the silent letter in the word gnome? Great job, everyone. Silent letters can be tricky, but with practice, you'll become a pro in no time. Keep practicing, and we'll see you next time for more exciting lessons. Keep learning, keep growing. Welcome back to another Ibex lesson tip of the day. Today we're diving into the intriguing world of synonyms. Synonyms are words that have the same or nearly the same meaning as another word. Learning synonyms can not only expand your vocabulary, but also make your writing more interesting and versatile. Let's explore some common examples of synonyms. First up, let's look at the word happy. Synonyms for happy include joyful, cheerful, and content. For instance, instead of saying I am happy, you could say I am joyful or I am content. Next we have the word big. Synonyms for big include large, huge, and gigantic. So instead of saying the house is big, you could say the house is large or the house is gigantic. Now let's take the word smart. Synonyms for smart include intelligent, clever, and bright. For example, instead of saying she is smart, you could say she is intelligent or she is clever. Another common word is small. Synonyms for small include tiny, little, and miniature. So instead of saying the dog is small, you could say the dog is tiny or the dog is miniature. Finally, let's look at the word fast. Synonyms for fast include quick, rapid, and speedy. For instance, instead of saying the car is fast, you could say the car is quick or the car is speedy. Let's review what we've learned with a quick quiz to test your understanding of synonyms. 1. What is a synonym for happy? 1. Give a synonym for the word big. 1. What is another word for smart? 1. Find a synonym for small. 1. Provide a synonym for the word fast. Great job, everyone! Synonyms can make your language richer and more expressive. Keep practicing, and we'll see you next time for more exciting lessons. Keep learning, keep growing. Welcome back to another Ibex lesson tip of the day. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of antonyms. Antonyms are words that have opposite meanings. Learning antonyms can help you understand the nuances of language and improve your communication skills. Let's explore some common examples of antonyms. First up, let's look at the word happy. The antonym for happy is sad. For instance, instead of saying I am happy, you could say I am sad to express the opposite feeling. Next, we have the word big. The antonym for big is small. So instead of saying the house is big, you could say the house is small to describe the opposite size. Now let's take the word smart. The antonym for smart is dumb. For example, instead of saying she is smart, you could say she is dumb to convey the opposite trait. Another common word is fast. The antonym for fast is slow. So instead of saying the car is fast, you could say the car is slow to indicate the opposite speed. Finally, let's look at the word hot. The antonym for hot is cold. For instance, instead of saying the soup is hot, you could say the soup is cold to describe the opposite temperature. Let's review what we've learned with a quick quiz to test your understanding of antonyms. 1. What is an antonym for happy? 1. Give an antonym for the word big. 1. What is another word for smart that means the opposite? 1. Find an antonym for fast. 1. Provide an antonym for the word hot. Great job, everyone! Antonyms can help you express the full range of meanings in your language. Keep practicing, and we'll see you next time for more exciting lessons. Keep learning, keep growing. Welcome back to another Ibex lesson tip of the day. Today we're diving into the intriguing world of homophones, homonyms, and holograms. These concepts can sometimes be confusing, but understanding them can significantly enhance your language skills. First, let's talk about homophones. Homophones are words that sound the same but have different meanings and spellings. For example, flour and flour sound identical but refer to a plant and a baking ingredient respectively. Next, we have homonyms. Homonyms are words that are spelled and pronounced the same but have different meanings. For instance, the word bat can mean a flying mammal or a piece of sports equipment used in baseball. Now, let's add a bit of futuristic flair to our lesson with holograms. Holograms are three-dimensional images created with photographic projection. While not a language concept, holograms are a fascinating example of how technology can bring concepts to life in new and exciting ways. Let's review what we've learned with a quick quiz to test your understanding of homophones and homonyms. 1. What is a homophone for C? 1. Give an example of a homonym. 1. Can you think of another pair of homophones? Great job, everyone! Understanding homophones and homonyms can make your communication more precise and engaging. Keep practicing, and we'll see you next time for more exciting lessons. Keep learning, keep growing. Welcome back to another Ibex lesson tip of the day. Today we're going to explore the world of speaking cards. Speaking cards are a fantastic tool to improve your verbal communication skills. These cards often contain prompts, questions, or scenarios that encourage you to think and speak spontaneously. Let's dive right in. Imagine you have a speaking card that says, "Describe your favorite hobby and why you love it." Take a moment to think about your answer. Speaking cards help you practice organizing your thoughts quickly and presenting them clearly. Another example might be, if you could travel anywhere in the world, where would you go and why? These kinds of prompts not only enhance your speaking skills but also stimulate your creativity and critical thinking. Now let's try a quick exercise. Here's a prompt for you. What is the most interesting book you've ever read and what did you learn from it? Pause the video, think about your answer and then say it out loud. Great job! Using speaking cards regularly can significantly boost your confidence and eloquence in various speaking situations, whether it's a classroom presentation, a job interview, or a casual conversation with friends. Remember, the key to improving your speaking skills is practice, practice, practice. Keep using speaking cards, and you'll notice a remarkable improvement in no time. That's all for today's lesson. Keep learning, keep growing, and we'll see you next time for more exciting tips and activities. Welcome back to another Ibex lesson tip of the day. Today we're diving into the fun and challenging world of tongue twisters. Tongue twisters are phrases or sentences that are difficult to articulate properly, especially when spoken quickly. They are a fantastic tool to improve your pronunciation, diction, and overall verbal agility. Let's start with a classic, "She sells seashells by the seashore." Try saying it slowly at first and then gradually increase your speed. Feel the challenge? That's the magic of tongue twisters. Here's another one. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Can you say it 3 times fast? Tongue twisters like these help you practice the precise placement of your tongue, lips, and teeth to form clear and crisp sounds. Now let's up the ante with a more complicated one. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? It's a mouthful, but with practice, you'll get the hang of it. Tongue twisters are not only a fun way to challenge yourself, but they also play a significant role in improving your speech clarity and fluency. They can be especially helpful if you're preparing for a speech, a presentation, or even just wanting to impress your friends with your verbal skills. Remember, the key is to start slow, focus on clarity, and then gradually pick up the pace. Keep practicing, and soon you'll be a tongue-twisting master. That's all for today's lesson. Keep learning, keep growing, and we'll see you next time for more exciting tips and activities. Welcome back to another Ibex lesson tip of the day. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of ordering adjectives. Adjectives are words that describe nouns, but did you know that there's a specific order in which they should be placed? It might seem tricky at first, but with a bit of practice, you'll get the hang of it. Here's a quick rundown of the typical order of adjectives in English 1. Quantity, for example, 3, several, 1. Opinion, for example, beautiful, horrible, 1. Size, for example, large, tiny, 1. Age, for example, old, new, 1. Shape, for example, round, square, 1. Color, for example, blue, red, 1. Origin, for example, American, French, 1. Material, for example, wooden, metallic, 1. Purpose, for example, sleeping, as in sleeping bag, cooking, as in cooking pot. Let's see this in action. Imagine you have a beautiful, old, round, wooden table. According to the order of adjectives rule, you should say, a beautiful, old, round, wooden table. Let's try another one. How about a small, new blue French car? Notice how the adjectives fall into their natural order, making the sentence sound just right. Practicing this order will help you sound more fluent and natural in your speech and writing. So next time you describe something, remember this order and give it a try. That's all for today's lesson. Keep learning, keep growing, and we'll see you next time for more exciting tips and activities. Welcome back to another Ibex lesson tip of the day. Today, we're tackling an essential topic: pluralizing rules. Understanding how to correctly form plurals in English can help you avoid common mistakes and improve your writing and speaking skills. Let's start with the basics. Most nouns form their plurals by simply adding an S at the end. For example, cat becomes cats, and book becomes books. However, there are several exceptions to this rule. For nouns ending in S, esh, h, x, or z, you need to add es to make them plural. For instance, bus becomes buses, brush becomes brushes, and box becomes boxes. Next, let's talk about nouns ending in y. If the y is preceded by a consonant, you change the y to I and add es. For example, baby becomes babies and city becomes cities. But if the y is preceded by a vowel, you just add an s, like in boy to boys and day to days. Now, for nouns ending in f or fe, you usually change the f to v and add s. So wolf becomes wolves and knife becomes knives. Some nouns have irregular plural forms and don't follow the usual rules. For example, child becomes children, man becomes men, and mouse becomes mice. Lastly, there are some nouns that remain the same in both their singular and plural forms. Words like sheep, deer, and series don't change at all. Understanding these pluralizing rules will help you master the English language more effectively. Keep these tips in mind and practice them regularly. That's all for today's lesson. Keep learning, keep growing, and we'll see you next time for more invaluable tips and activities. Welcome back to Ibex lesson tip of the day. Today we're diving into the world of auxiliary verbs do, does, did, and their negative forms don't and doesn't. These small words play a big role in English grammar and can sometimes be a bit tricky, so let's clear up any confusion. First, let's talk about do and does. We use do with plural nouns, and with the pronouns I, you, we, and they. For example, do you like apples? Or, they do their homework every evening. On the other hand, does is used with singular nouns and the pronouns he, she, and it. For example, does she play the piano? Or, it does make a difference. Now let's move on to did. We use did to talk about actions in the past, regardless of whether the subject is singular or plural. For instance, did you see the movie? Or, they did their project last week. Next, we have the negative forms don't and doesn't. Don't is the contraction of do not, and is used with plural nouns and the pronouns I, you, we, and they. For example, I don't like broccoli, or they don't understand the game. Doesn't is the contraction of does not, and is used with singular nouns and the pronouns he, she, and it. For example, he doesn't know the answer, or it doesn't seem right. Understanding when to use do, does, did, don't, and doesn't will greatly improve your English fluency. Practice makes perfect, so be sure to use these tips in your daily conversations and writing. That's all for today's lesson. Keep practicing, keep improving, and we'll see you next time for more invaluable tips and activities. Welcome back to Ibex Lesson, Tip of the Day. Today, we're exploring the world of irregular adjectives, focusing specifically on good, better, and the best. These adjectives help us make comparisons, but they don't follow the regular rules of adjective formation, so let's dive in. First up, the positive form, good. We use good to describe something of high quality. For example, this is a good book. Next, we have the comparative form, better. This form is used to compare two things, indicating that one is of higher quality than the other. For example, this book is better than the one I read last week. Finally, we have the superlative form, the best. This is used to describe something that is of the highest quality among three or more items. For instance, this is the best book I have ever read. Remember, these forms are irregular, so they don't follow the usual and est suffix rules. Instead, they completely change in form. Understanding and using good, better, and the best correctly will make your English sound more natural and fluent. Practice using these adjectives in your conversations and writing to master them. That's all for today's lesson. Keep practicing, keep improving, and we'll see you next time for more invaluable tips and activities.